Good morning, good morning, good morning to each and every one of you under the reach of my voice. How are we doing this morning? It is indeed a beautiful morning this morning. And guess what? You made the wake up list. Congratulations. Today we're going to be focusing on prioritizing God. So, whether you're eating breakfast, getting dressed for work, on your way to work, or at work, turn up that volume and listen to what God has to say to you today. What does it mean to prioritize God? Well, prioritizing God means intentionally placing Him at the center of your life, recognizing His sovereignty and majesty, and deliberately seeking to align your thoughts, words, and actions with His will. It involves cultivating a deep, personal relationship with God, characterized by love, trust, and obedience. When you prioritize God, you acknowledge that He is the source of all wisdom, strength, and guidance, that you seek to rely on Him in every aspect of your life. This means starting your day with prayer and a Bible reading, seeking God's guidance in decision making, and trusting in His goodness and providence even in difficult circumstances. By prioritizing God, you create a space for Him to work in your life, transforming your heart, mind, and circumstances, and empowering you to live a life that honors and reflects His love and character. Ultimately, prioritizing God is not just about what you do, but about who you are, and it's a decision that can bring profound joy, peace, and fulfillment to your life. Now, you may ask, why is it such an important thing that we prioritize God? Well, prioritizing God is essential because it allows you to cultivate a deep personal relationship with Him, which is the foundation of a fulfilling and purpose-driven life. Furthermore, prioritizing God provides eternal perspective, helping you to see beyond current circumstances and trust in His sovereign plan. Ultimately, prioritizing God is crucial because it allows you to experience the abundant life that Jesus promised, a life characterized by joy, peace, and fulfillment, and to live a life that has eternal significance and impact. In this day and age, it is very important that we learn to prioritize God. But many times there's so many distractions, and the devil can often use so many things to allow us to not find the time to prioritize the King of Kings. However, in a world filled with distractions and temptations, prioritizing God requires intentional effort and commitment. To keep God at the center of your life, start by establishing a consistent daily routine that includes time for prayer, Bible reading, and reflection. This will help you cultivate a deepening relationship with God and stay grounded in His Word. Additionally, surround yourself with people who share your values and passion for God, and engage in community with fellow believers through church, small groups, or online forums. It's also essential to be mindful of the media you consume and the influences you allow in your life. Make sure that they align with your values and don't distract you from your pursuit of God. Furthermore, practice self-discipline and self-awareness, recognizing when you've been tempted or distracted, and make conscious choices to refocus on God. Finally, Remember that prioritizing God is not a one-time decision, but a daily, moment-by-moment choice. By being intentional, consistent, and reliant on God's grace, you can keep Him at the center of your life, even in a world filled with distractions and temptations. Today, will you choose to prioritize God?
Life without you is hopeless. Life without you is empty. Jesus, you are my hope. You are my life. You are my everything. You are my hope. You are my life. Jesus, only you. Only you. Only you satisfy. Only you, Jesus. I've got no way. There is no me without you, Jesus.
Hey guys, it's me again, Douglas, and today I want to talk to you about God and how much He does for us and how we should respond. So I was reading through the book of John the other day and I came across this passage which I've read before but didn't really think too much of, but there was a part of it that really kind of jumped out at me. And the passage is in the book of John chapter 21. It's where Jesus appears to 7 of his disciples. It's actually about the 3rd time that Jesus appeared to the disciples after he was raised from the dead. Well, one day, Peter was talking to these other disciples, and he said, I'm going to go fishing. And so they joined him, these 7 disciples. They were out fishing all night, and they didn't catch anything. Well, as it was becoming morning, Jesus was standing on the shore, and they didn't actually recognize him. They didn't realize it was Jesus. And he called out to him. He said, children, have you caught any fish? And they replied, no, they hadn't. And so Jesus said, cast your net on the right side of the boat, and you'll find some. And so they did. And when they did, they caught so many fish that they couldn't even pull the nets back up into the boat. And John, who was one of these 7 disciples, said to Peter, he said, it's the Lord. And as soon as Peter heard that, he grabbed his clothes and hurled himself into the sea and swam out to go see Jesus. And the other disciples, they came in the boat and they were dragging the nets. They weren't that far out. They were like 100 yards out, like one football field. And so they took some of that fish and they got to have, kind of a nice little barbecue breakfast with Jesus. And when I've read that before, it was just sort of like, oh, that's kind of a cute story. But the thing that jumped out at me today was, well, Peter jumping out. Like the disciples, they had all this fish. But as soon as Peter saw that it was Jesus, he was like, forget the fish, I'm going to Jesus. And I think that's the right attitude. We see this a few other times in Scripture, a kind of like similar attitude. It kind of reminds me of the passage where, Mary and Martha they had Jesus and the disciples at their house, and Martha was, doing all the dishes. She was doing all the cooking and stuff. And Mary, she just went and sat down at Jesus' feet. Not Jesus' mother, Mary, but a different Mary. And Martha was all like focused on the stuff that had to get done. But Mary was focused on Jesus. And I can kind of picture the disciples in this situation where Peter jumps off the boat and he goes to Jesus, and these other 6 on the boat like, well, okay, I guess we will, bring in these fish like we're supposed to. No, I think Peter did what he was supposed to. There's another passage in Luke chapter 17 where Jesus healed 10 lepers. Not leopard like the big cat, but leper, like they had leprosy. And Jesus healed them, and there were 10 of them, and 9 of them, as soon as they were healed, they were so excited and they ran off. And only one of the 10 turned around to thank Jesus. And he was a Samaritan. Some of us live in situations where we have to deal with, serious poverty or terrible health issues, or, sometimes both. But for a lot of us, I think we're really blessed with, everything that we need. And oddly enough, I think it's in situations like that when it can be easiest to forget God. And these other disciples, they knew that it was Jesus. And at least John knew before Peter did. And it seems like the 6 besides Peter, they all thought, well, Jesus can wait, right? We've got to deal with this fish. That's so many fish. We got to deal with this. This is a big deal. But Peter knew what the real big deal was. And it wasn't a bunch of fish. It was Jesus. And we have so many blessings in this life that sometimes those blessings can kind of weigh us down. Our life kind of becomes dealing with the stuff around us instead of walking with God. Now, Jesus still ate with those 6 disciples who didn't jump in. And in fact, they did eat some of the fish that God provided for them in that moment. So I don't think it's a situation of like, if you don't stop right now and thank God for all the things that he's given you, he's going to take every one of them away. No, I don't think so. I don't think that's how it's going to work. But I do think that it's really, really important that we sort of take our eyes off of this stuff for a moment and put our eyes on Christ. And we thank him for what he's done for us. We focus on what's most important. And what's most important is Jesus Christ. So that's my challenge to you guys today, is that you'd be grateful. You would thank God for what he has done for you. And that you wouldn't just fix your eyes on what God has given you, but fix your eyes on him. God has done and will do so much for us. I do think that it's important that we, enjoy the good things that God has given us. But instead of focusing on the good things we've been given, let's focus on the giver of all good things. Let's turn our eyes to Jesus Christ.
And that's it for for today's Daily Nugget session. I do trust and hope that you actually learned something today and you go about your day prioritizing Jesus. Thank you for listening. I'm your host, Mrs. Scott, and do make it a priority to tune in to tomorrow's Daily Nugget session.